Imagine waking up every day, going through your responsibilities, talking to people, smiling when it's expected, and still feeling that something isn't quite right inside. It's not a loud emptiness or an obvious sadness that draws attention. It's quieter than that, subtle, almost invisible. Many people live this way for years without realizing that these discrete signals may be connected to depression, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. If at any point in this video you feel like this resonates with you or someone close to you, consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications. That small action helps this message reach others who may need it too. Take a breath and stay with me, because recognizing these silent signs can truly change lives. Depression doesn't always look like the stereotype of someone crying constantly or unable to get out of bed. In many cases, it shows up in a functional way. The person works, studies, takes care of family, answers messages, keeps appointments. On the outside, everything seems normal. On the inside, there's a constant emotional exhaustion that's hard to explain, as if every small task requires an overwhelming amount of effort. One of the most common silent signs is the gradual loss of pleasure. Things that once brought joy begin to feel neutral. They don't cause pain, but they don't spark excitement either. Favorite music no longer moves you, hobbies slowly disappear, social gatherings start to feel draining rather than enjoyable. Another often overlooked sign is irritability. Many people don't associate depression with impatience, but it can show up that way. Minor inconveniences trigger disproportionate reactions, sharp comments, or a constant feeling of being on edge. This doesn't happen because the person wants to be difficult, but because their emotional system is already overloaded. The mind and body are operating in survival mode. Sleep changes are another important warning sign. Not just trouble falling asleep, but sleeping too much and still waking up exhausted. Rest stops being restorative, and no matter how many hours are spent in bed, the body feels depleted. There are also subtle shifts in how someone thinks about themselves. Excessive self-criticism, feelings of inadequacy, the sense of constantly disappointing others, even without clear evidence. These thoughts arise automatically and slowly become part of the internal dialogue. Over time, the person starts demanding more from themselves, comparing themselves more, feeling less capable. And all of this happens quietly, without dramatic emotional breakdowns. Often, people hear comments like, "But you seem fine," or "It's just stress," and they begin to doubt their own experience, wondering if they're overreacting. Physical symptoms are another silent expression of depression. Unexplained body aches, constant muscle tension, digestive issues, frequent headaches. The body speaks when the mind is overwhelmed. Someone may go through medical tests, be told everything looks normal, and still feel unwell. This can increase frustration and the feeling of not being understood. Alongside this, there's often a gradual withdrawal from social life, not in abrupt isolation, but canceled plans here, delayed replies there. The desire for connection may still exist, but the emotional energy to engage simply isn't there. It's important to understand that these signs don't appear all at once, and they don't look the same for everyone. Depression is complex and deeply personal. That's exactly why it goes unnoticed in so many cases. People learn to function on autopilot, wearing social masks, often to protect others and themselves. Guilt frequently comes along with this. Guilt for feeling this way, for having no reason, for having a good life, for not being allowed to complain. That guilt silences the pain even more and delays seeking help. Recognizing these signs isn't about labeling yourself or seeing yourself as weak. It's an act of awareness and self-care. Now, carry this reflection with you into the next part, because there are other quiet signs that are rarely talked about, and understanding them can help you look at yourself with more compassion and at others with more empathy. One of the most silent yet impactful signs of depression is the feeling of merely existing rather than truly living. The person may not wish to disappear, but they feel disconnected from their own life, as if they're just moving through the days on autopilot. Time feels distorted. days blur together. The future feels distant or hard to imagine. Making plans can feel pointless or exhausting, not because there's no desire for change, but because imagining something better requires energy that simply isn't available at that moment. Another commonly ignored sign is difficulty concentrating and making decisions. Simple things start to feel complicated. Choosing what to eat, replying to an email, starting a small task can create a sense of mental paralysis. This is often mistaken for laziness or lack of discipline, when in reality it's linked to cognitive changes associated with depression. The mind feels slower, more scattered, which leads to frustration and reinforces feelings of inadequacy. There are also changes in how someone experiences emotions. Some people don't feel intense sadness, but rather emotional numbness. No joy, no deep pain, just a constant, empty neutrality. Others feel emotions very intensely, crying easily or feeling overwhelmed by minor situations. Both patterns can be connected to depression. In both cases, the person may wonder, "What's wrong with me?" The answer isn't simple, but it's important to know this isn't a personal flaw or lack of strength. A particularly overlooked sign is excessive self-deprecating humor. Jokes about being worthless, being a burden, wanting to disappear. These comments are often brushed off as sarcasm or dark humor, but they can be indirect expressions of pain. Not every cry for help is obvious. Sometimes it comes disguised as a joke, a casual remark, or prolonged silence. Paying attention to these nuances can make a real difference. If you recognized yourself in several of these signs, it's important to hear this clearly. You are not alone, and you don't have to face this by yourself. Acknowledging these patterns is the first step towards seeking support, whether that means talking to someone you trust or reaching out to a mental health professional. And if you notice these signs in someone close to you, offering non-judgmental listening, presence, and empathy can be far more powerful than any ready-made advice. Taking care of mental health is not a sign of weakness. It's an act of responsibility and self-respect. Silent depression is real, and it deserves attention just like any other health condition. If this video was helpful to you, leave a like, subscribe to WellState, and turn on notifications for more content about well-being, mental health, and quality of life. Sharing this video may help someone who hasn't yet found the words to describe what they're feeling. Thank you for being here, for taking this time for yourself, and for being part of this community.